What if I told you you could meal prep your entire week in under an hour? And I know you're probably thinking, Bethany, like, this is just a load of garbage. You're probably just telling me this for clickbait. I am not, I promise you. I've just been through the entire thing. It's actually only taken us 54 minutes to do an entire week of meal prep. And this is going to be a follow along video, which you can do with me, step by step, second by second. And by the end of this hour, you're going to be finished your meal prep for the entire week. This is a method that I found a couple of months ago when I was struggling to lose fat myself. I was struggling to keep up with meal prep, work, errands, deadlines, family, you name it. We all have a busy life. If we can take one of those stresses out of our life and make it easier for ourselves, we're going to do exactly that. So this power hour method enables us to cook a breakfast, a preppable protein, which allows us to pick and eat whatever we want from it. It gives us variety, a snack at a time protein, and a dinner option, in all under 1 hour, which means you're going to have 4 whole days of breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner sorted for you. And guess what that means as well? You will not have to cook or clean or think about food for the rest of the week, which in time is actually going to probably save you about 10 to 12 hours. Like, think of all the breakfast, the lunch times, the dinners that you're sat there scrubbing plates and scrubbing dishes. Like, we don't have to do that anymore. It's all done within an hour on a Sunday. So get your ingredients ready. The ingredients list, shopping list, timeline, everything is in a PDF down below. So get that sorted and let's go. Let's do it. So first of all, we're going to start off with our egg bites. This is going to be our breakfast of the prep. So we're going to start off with our 6 eggs. You're going to get a jug, crack these straight into there. Before you do start is make sure your oven is on. We've got that on 180 degrees right now. So get your 6 eggs chucked straight in there. This is going to be a really high protein preppable breakfast that you can just take straight with you. You can take it to work, you can take it on the train, you can take it to the gym. Like, this is going to sort you out. I also have this as snacks as well. You can pair it with some rice if you want to. You can put it with some potatoes. Like, it's such a good meal. So once you've cracked all your eggs, we're going to grab some egg whites and we're going to whack 100 grams of those bad boys in there as well. Again, all this is going to do is volumize it and add protein without the extra fat from the eggs. Obviously, we've already got the fat from the 6 eggs that we've got in there. Grab yourself a fork and simply just whisk all of that up. Now, what we're going to be putting in here is any veg of choice. Like, I have put some veggies in the shopping list and the ingredient list that you might want. But honestly, my rule of thumb is get whatever you've got in the fridge. Like, use all them veggies that have been stuck in your fridge for the last 5 days that are going a little bit stinky and rotten, and chuck them in here, because that's the best part of it. We can reuse, we can clear out our fridge, and we're going to get everything sorted. So for me, I'm going to get some tomatoes in there. Literally just roughly chop everything up. I always say, if you watch my videos, you'll know exactly what I'm about to say here, but I'm not Gordon Ramsay. If you want Gordon Ramsay, you're not at the right place. I am efficient. I don't really care about what the food looks like. I just want it to taste good. I want it to be quick, and I want it to work around me. So literally, I don't care how your tomatoes look. I don't care how you chop things. We just want it efficient. We just want it nice and easy, because if it's easy, we're going to be able to do it over and over and over again, and we're going to have less resistance when it comes to doing it. So there's our tomatoes. We're going to chuck a pepper in there as well. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. And if you are someone who is trying to get a bit more diversity in your meals, for me, since starting like looking after my gut a little bit more, it's so important to try and aim, if you can, for like 30 grains, veggies, pulses, fruits a week. And if you want to change this up every single week, you can obviously just keep the base the same, like with your egg bites, but have different veggies in each time. So week 1, you might have peppers, tomatoes, and spinach. Week 2, you might have tennis and broccoli, sweet corn, and carrots. I don't know, anything you want. And you can basically switch up the veggies that you have every single week, which will help with your gut diversity, which is really cool. Then we've got our spinach. Get a nice big handful in there. Whack that in. Obviously, that's going to add a load of iron, a load of volume as well. And then, just because we love protein around here, we're going to add some ham. You could add bacon. You could even add some ready cooked chicken. Anything that you've got. Again, like I said, the recipe that I'm giving you here is just a base. You can literally customize it however you like. And what I love about that is if you were just like not a ham person, maybe you don't eat pork, maybe you don't like spinach, whatever floats your boat, you can just do whatever you want. Now that we've got that, literally just stir that all together until you've got some sort of good looking concoction. And then we can get our muffin tray. Get your spray oil. If you know me, you know I love a good spray oil. Try, if you can, getting an aerosol one. Look how easy it is when you do it. It just goes straight on. Like, that is it. Hardly no calories because we've sprayed it. Whereas if you had like a pour oil bottle, you're going to be using probably like triple, quadruple the amount of calories, which obviously if it's just a simple change like that, the food's staying the same, but you're consuming way less calories. That could literally be the difference between you being in a calorie deficit and not. Before I forget, salt and pepper. What eggs without salt and pepper? Come on. Right. Get a generous amount of salt and pepper in there. There we go. And if you like me, you like a bit of a kick, I'm going to whack some chilies in there. Lovely, jubbly. Right, give that one last stir, make sure everything is all nicely involved, and then we're just going to pour it straight into the muffin cases. Make sure each one gets like an even split of like spinach, veggies, everything like that, just so that we're not leaving anyone behind. This should make about 6 to 8 muffins, but you can make them as big or as little as you want. When you're calculating the calories, you just want to take the total amount of ingredients that you've used and basically just split it over the amount of like ones that you make. So obviously I've made 8 here, fabulous. Then I'd just be able to split the calories over 8 for the total, which will give me the exact calorie amount. And if you're eating this all to yourself, let's say like you're not sharing it with your partner, you're not sharing it with your friend, it doesn't matter what you eat on what day, because at the end of the day, at the end of the week, you're going to be eating the same amount. So don't worry about the little stuff. Stop stressing the small things. Right, we've literally finished the first recipe and we are 5 minutes in. I am a pro at this. Right, we're going to whack that straight into the oven and we're going to put a timer on for about 20 minutes, just to check on them. Ow, I just bit myself again. What is with me? Honestly, I've got burn marks all over my hands. Right, on to the next recipe. We have saved loads of time there. That was meant to take us 15 minutes, but you know me, we're on a roll. Right, okay, now moving on to the next recipe. We have got our Savory protein balls. Now, if you're a little bit like me and you think every single sweet protein treat tastes like a bit of shit, which it does, because if you're going to have chocolate, you may as well have the real thing. Don't try and have the low calorie things. It's just not worth it. We're going to do our Savory protein bites. Now, these are basically meatballs, but they're just prepped in little balls, so you can just pick up and go with them. Or if you want to, you can put them in a meatball dish, you can put them with pasta, you can put them with rice, whatever you want. So we're going to start off with our minced meat. I'm using turkey mince. I'm using the 7% one, just because that's all I could find in the shop. But I do know that some shops do like the 3% mince and the 2%. So if you do want low calories, do whatever makes you happy. We're going to grab our turkey mince, beef mince, chicken mince, whatever you've got to hand, and pop that straight into a dish, like so. Make sure you take the little paper off. We don't want to be eating that. Then we're going to add a few things in here to make it taste a little bit nicer and to enable us to form a ball. So we're going to take an egg, crack that straight in there. Lovely. Then we're also going to grab some oats, because that's what's going to bind everything together and make it taste super, super nice. Get your weighing scales out. And we're just going to weigh out 40 grams of oats in there as well. I'm literally just using your normal Quaker breakfast oats. Any oats will do. Any oats that you've got at hand. It doesn't need to be fancy. Put 40 grams of those bad boys in there. Then we're going to pop in some spices. Now, again, rule of thumb, you can follow the spice that I give you on the ingredients list, but literally whatever you have in. Sometimes I change it up again to get the diversity of the spice, the grains and everything that I'm putting in my body. But today I'm going to do paprika. I'm going to do a little bit of chili. We're going to get some S&P in there. Lovely. And whilst doing this, try and like clean up as much as possible on the go, because the more you do that, the less you have to do it in the end. I'm also going to pop in some of my lazy garlic. I don't know if any of you have tried this one, but for me, again, you know me, I'm about efficiency. I'm not about chopping a garlic, peeling a garlic, dicing a garlic. I just want the efficiency and ease. So if you're like me, grab yourself some lazy garlic. It's the best thing I've ever had my hands on. Now it's time for the disgusting part that no one likes. If you've got some gloves, look at you, get yourself some gloves. But if you don't, just get your good old hands in there. I would suggest taking your rings off, taking anything off that you've got on your hands, because we don't want to get that all gunky. And all we need to do, basically, is just get it all involved. Just get in there. It's the easiest way to do it. Mush everything together. With this one, you might have to test it out with how your meatballs feel. Sometimes I have to add a few more oats in there. Sometimes I have to add a bit more like water in there just to get the right consistency. But normally it works really well. So it depends whether I've used like a large egg or a medium egg. It can sometimes depend. But that is looking pretty good. Nice. Right, before you do anything else, get yourself washing your hands. We do not want to put these hands anywhere, right? So get your elbow, put your tap on, and then get it all washed off. It is the most disgusting part of making meatballs, but it's rewarding because it tastes good. Right, okay, so our meatball mixture is done. We just need to ball it up. Is that what you call it? And then we're gonna put it in the oven, and that will be meal number 2 done. Like, it's so efficient, so easy when you have a plan and you just go with it. So get your tray. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Put these things away just because they're in our way, and it means we can tidy up on the go. We're gonna get our good old spray oil. Put that all over the base of the tray just to make sure it's all nice and moist and doesn't stick. We are going to be aiming to make about 12 balls here, but we'll just see how we go with it. Like I said, you can just basically do whatever you want. You can do however many balls you want to. Talking about balls, lovely. Right, let's say about that size. Oop, let's see how we get on with those. Pop them in. These are so good, and this is what I always love doing every single week, making like a preppable protein, because with meal prep, I hate being like so rigid, because sometimes you meal prep something at the start of the week and then you're like, you know what, I'm not fancying that anymore. So with like this method, the preppable protein, we've got basically meatballs here. You could have this as a snack if you just want a quick snack mid-afternoon when we get the cravings, or you could use it in like a meatball and pasta dish. You could have it for your breakfast with some potatoes, with some eggs. Like, you honestly, it's so versatile. It's so good. That's the way that I love to work. And making full meals for the week is absolute effort. No one wants to be doing that. We just want convenience and be able to choose what we want on the day. We've got 4 so far. I think we're on a roll with this. Lovely. What time are we on? 12 minutes? We are doing good. We are doing good. To say that we are literally 12 minutes in and we're nearly finished the second meal. We've only got 2 meals, 2 more things left to prep essentially, and then we would have prepped for the full week. Like, it's absolutely madness what we can do in an hour when you're a woman on the mission. And the cool thing is about these meal preps is the fact that you've got the full ingredient list, shopping list, everything listed below in the description box. So, you know, before you do this, you can go and get all the ingredients from your local supermarket, and then you're set and ready for the week. I'm gonna try and do more of these. So if you do enjoy this video, let me know, and you'll just have loads and loads and loads of meal prep videos that you can just use every single week. And what I love about the follow along is that you can just follow along with me real time, as if I'm just in your kitchen with you. So you have no choice but to do it. And actually I did do, I don't know when you're watching this, you might be watching it in 5 years time, but I did do a live video with my followers the other week where we actually did this live together. So it wasn't a YouTube video, it was actually like all live together, which everyone absolutely loves. So let me know down below if you'd like me to do that again, because it was an absolute vibe. Everyone meal prepping together on a Sunday, getting our shit together. It was good vibes. Oh, look at that. We are on 11 balls. I might have to just stop it at 11. I'm not going to start taking meat from the other balls. We'll just have to have 11 this week. Look at that. Right, we're going to wash our hands again. Do not want raw meat everywhere. Then the next thing we're going to do is whack these straight in the oven. So these need to go in for about 25 minutes. So the eggs have been in for about 5-7 minutes now. So whack them in for about 20 minutes along with the eggs. And that's all that we need the oven for today. Now on to the next one. Like, we are on an absolute roll. 15 minutes in, we've already got 2 sorted. Sorted. So next up, we have got our overnight oats and our pasta. So before we get into that, we're just going to clean our surface down, get it all ready for the next bits, and tidy up as we go, because like I said, we're not only going to prep in this hour, we're actually going to cook everything as well and clean everything, which is just unbelievable. You probably don't believe right now, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right, okay, let's move on to our overnight oats. We are going to be prepping 4 lots of these. I use these meal prep containers. I'll link them down below. They're so good for overnight oats. They're just these ones. You can actually use them for like yogurt bowls, whatever you want. Basically, you can just pop it in there. I'm going to do 2 different flavours of overnight oats, just so you can have a bit of variety. Again, if you're anything like me, you'll love a bit of variety. You'll get bored of the same things all the time. So I just keep the base the same as in the overnight oats, and we're going to change the flavour, the mixing flavour that we're going to use. Because we have been using meat, I'm just going to give everything a little spray down, so we're not infecting ourselves. The reason why I started doing this in the first place was because of the fact that I was really struggling to lose weight, because I couldn't meal prep and I didn't have time to do cooking and cleaning every single week. I did have time, I just didn't want to spend my time doing that. So I came up with this method so that I could actually meal prep, lose fat, keep on top of my goals, but it actually worked for me, and I'm not spending like 25,000 hours every single week cooking, because trust me, I do love cooking. My job is basically cooking, but by God, if there's a way that I can reduce that, I will. Right, so we've got the jars, open them all up. We're going to start every single one off with our base of oats. So get our Big Daddy box of oats out again. We're just going to weigh each one 40 grams straight in there. Can you tell I've just a trip to Costco recently? We've got all the huge, bulky versions of every single thing. Who loves a good trip to Costco? I feel like you're always excited for a trip to Costco, and then you go and you come out with the same shit that you don't need every single time. But it's a good laugh anyway, isn't it? Me and Aaron normally come out with like something really random. Like one time I think I came out with like a pair of AirPods. Another time I came out with like a TV that we weren't expecting to buy. But when you see a deal, you've got to capitalise on that deal, don't you? Right. Lovely. So we've got the oats in there. What I love about overnight oats as well is that you can mix in whatever you like, and you can change this depending on what you've got in the house, what you enjoy having. So for me, I love mixing it in. I've got some chia seeds and flax seeds. So I'm literally just going to get a spoon and pop a spoonful of chia seeds and flax seeds in every single one. Go. And then again with the flax seeds, we're going to pop a spoonful in every single one as well. This is just really good for fibre. If you're a girlie that can't go to the toilet, I suggest you look at your fibre intake. We want at least 25 to 30 grams if you can as a female. Like if you're bloated, if you're not able to go to the toilet, like I would really look into your fibre because that's something that's massively helped me. Then the last thing that we need to pop in here is protein powder. So I use the My Protein vegan blend simply because I'm a gal that can't tolerate lactose. So if you are, the vegan blend is really good. I find that it actually works really well in recipes because it's thick and it kind of acts like a little, do you know what I feel like it makes everything cake battery like. So we're gonna pop, for 2 of the flavors, we're gonna pop in, well, we're going to put the vanilla protein in every single one, but for 2 of them, we're going to be making a raspberry jam protein, overnight oats. And then for the next one, we're going to make like a chocolatey brownie batter style overnight oats. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I'm absolutely obsessed with the brownie batter overnight oats. I literally have them nearly every single morning, and you'll rarely get me deviating from it. Also, if you do want to buy anything from My Protein, you can use my code Dobson. It'll work across the whole entire site. I'm pretty sure if you want to try the protein with the code, it comes to like £6 or something. So if you've not a protein user yet and you want to give it a go, test out some flavours, like that is your way to do it. Okay, now we've basically got the base of all of the overnight oats here. We do need to add in some milk just to obviously make it work. But we're going to basically work on one flavour first and then the next flavour. So let's work on the chocolate one first. So basically, we're going to put in some cocoa powder to make it all nice and chocolatey. So we're just going to put in a spoonful each of that, about 10 grams. There we go. Then we're going to mix in our milk to make it nice and chocolatey. So I'm just using coconut milk. You can use almond milk, you can use normal milk, whatever milk you fancy, okay? Use whatever milk you fancy, but as I said, I am not a milk gal, so I normally alternate between almond milk and coconut milk. It makes it taste really nice and creamy. And also, even if you like dairy, but you're trying to kind of keep calories a little bit lower, like dairy-free milks are really low in calories. This one's only 50 calories per 100 ml, which I think compared to like normal milk is a little bit lower. So it's little things like that that can really change everything. What time are we on? 22 minutes. What on an absolute roll. Right, we're going to put in 100 ml of milk. And then we're going to put in 100 ml of water. So let's just hope that works. Guesstimate it. It might change depending on what protein powder you have. Like I said, the vegan one is a little bit thicker. So if you're not using vegan protein, you might be able to get away with less milk, less water. So just test it out. Like I said, if you're using the exact same products as me, the My Protein vegan blend, this will work for you with the protein. But like I said, you might just have to figure it out. Put a little bit more in, put a little bit less in, just to get the right consistency that you do want. Also, if you have chocolate protein powder, you can go just straight in with the chocolate. You don't need to use vanilla and cocoa. You can just go straight in there with the chocolate protein powder. You want to make sure that you get all the powder from the bottom though, because you don't want to be having like powdery overnight oats in the morning. and then straight on to the next one. Again, we want our 100 ml of milk and then 100 ml of water. If you've never tried this recipe, I'm so excited for you to try it. Like, when I first found this recipe, when I first made it for myself, like, do you know when you just find something that you're like, I know this is going to be my daily breakfast? It just hits the spot. It's so convenient. Like, it's so convenient. You can actually have this as a snack or a breakfast. Like, it's totally up to you. But I always find that even if I have it as a snack on an afternoon, when you normally want to grab for like chocolate and sweets and that sugar that you want in the afternoon, this just hits the spot because it's giving you like a chocolate fix, but the oats with the protein and like all the fibre that's in it, it's going to keep you full all the way up until tea time, dinner time, if you're not northern. Like I said, just make sure all the powder is off the spoon and in there, because don't want any powdery surprises when we are eating it. A little taste, just to taste test it. 10 out of 10. Last thing I'm going to pop in there is some cacao nibs. They're really nice, give it a nice little crunch. And then the last thing with our chocolate batter, you can put whatever fruit you want in, but normally I go for some frozen raspberries or some frozen cherries sometimes actually. Like I said, with this recipe, you can just whack in whatever you want, whatever your heart desires. But I'm just going to pop in a few raspberries in there, a few frozen raspberries, which in the morning when they're all melted down, it will just hit the spot with the chocolate. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, that's the chocolate one done. We're going to pop the lids on there, pop them to the side. The next one that we're going to be doing, wow, I am a messy pup, aren't I? We need to clean that up. You will get a messy kitchen while you're doing this, but you know what? It's one mess for the entire week rather than 7 messes once a day. So it's a win-win if you ask me. Right, the next flavour that we're going to make is our raspberry jam. So we've got the base here. All we need to do now is put the milk flavouring in, and then we're going to make our special raspberry jam sauce, which is absolutely unbelievable, by the way. It's basically a homemade jam that we make with raspberries, chia seeds, and honey. And it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. So we're going to put 100 ml of milk in there as well. And the water. By the way, let me know where you're from down in the comments. I'd love to know where people are logging in from around the world. It's so nice to see different faces from different countries. Now, really, I hope you're loving this follow along video. It just means that, like, we save so many videos on Instagram and YouTube, don't we? But like, very rarely do we actually do it. So this is my way of basically giving you a bit of a kick up the arse. We're going to do it together every single Sunday. And you basically can't get away from it because I'm doing it with you. So we need to do it together. Right, on to the last one. I need to get some more milk. We've run out of milk. Straight in there. Grab some water. When this is done, it's like I know it's raspberry, but you know, in Starbucks ages ago, I used to get them strawberries and cream frappuccinos. I used to always get them as a kid because I didn't like coffee. They just taste like that. It always reminds me of that whenever I had these. Make sure it's all fully mixed in. Yum, yum, yum. Right, now moving on to making the raspberry jam. So just grab yourself a bowl of any sort. We're going to get our raspberries. We've just got a full punnet of raspberries here. We're just going to pop all of them in there. to make the jam. And all we're going to do is just mash them down. Really easy, and they'll mash really easy if they're not frozen in the bowl. Oh, I absolutely love fruit. Love raspberries. They just smell and taste so good. You can literally put whatever you want in here though. Like I've probably made a good 10 different varieties of overnight oats. You can make whatever you like. You can do like a banana and chocolate one. You could do like a Snickers style one. Right, where are my chia seeds? So you're going to pour in a tablespoon of chia seeds into the raspberries as well. I'm out of those chia seeds now. And the last thing we're going to pop in is some honey, which will just help bind it all together. Where is my honey? I'll just use this one. Just a tablespoon of honey. It should be about 10 grams on the weighing scales. Mix that all together. And then what we're going to do is pop that in the microwave for about 30 seconds, just so that everything can kind of combine together. And it just allows the chia seeds to like expand a little bit. Tastes so good. So 30 seconds in the microwave. And that'll be number 3 done in 30 minutes. Absolutely unreal. Then we're going to move on to our last thing, which is our sweet chili chicken pasta salad. Sorry, not chicken, tuna. Sweet chili tuna pasta salad. We're actually really ahead of time, which is beautiful. It just shows how easy it can be. Like the previous ones that I've done, the feedback that I've got is like people are like absolutely flabbergasted with how easy this is and how quick it is as well. Like, I think we do get overwhelmed with meal prep and everything like that. But when you just make it simple, like it is simple. Right, we're gonna pop these to the side, and what we're gonna do with this until the end of the meal prep session is just pop it in the fridge. What this will do is it'll kind of just like harden the jam a little bit. It's a little bit watery at the moment, but put it in the fridge, it'll kind of like harden it and make it into like a jelly-like jam. And then we'll get it back out at the end when we're ready to assemble everything together. So before we move on to the pasta, we're just going to do a little sweep up again, put our ingredients away where they need to go, just so that we're not getting too much out at one time. This is the easiest way to do it. Just quickly put everything back, and then you don't have to do it all at the end. Right, next thing that we need to move on to is the pasta salad. And we've got 30 minutes. Have a quick check on the egg bites and the meatballs. They're looking really good at the moment. Egg bites should be all right to come out now, but if just leave them in for a little bit longer, they'll get a little bit more brown. It depends how you like them. I like mine. I like how my food like a little bit burnt. Not burnt, but a bit more brown. So moving on to the tuna sweet corn pasta salad. Now, if you don't like sweet corn, you can use chicken, okay? But come on, if you don't like tuna, you can use chicken. But if you don't like tuna, I urge you to just try it. I never used to like tuna before I met Aaron, but he is like the tuna king. He absolutely loves tuna. He used to always have tuna with everything. Like he had tuna on toast, he had tuna burgers. He's the man of the tuna. So I had no choice but to start and like tuna. So here I am with the tuna salad recipe. So the first thing we're going to do, which is the thing that takes the longest, is make the pasta. So we're going to pop our kettle on, get the water in there, get it all boiling. And then for our pasta, we're literally just going to use whatever pasta you're having. I got this, I think it's like a whole wheat pasta from M&S. It tastes unbelievable. It just has like that nutty taste to it. Really, really nice. So we're going to be weighing out 200 grams of pasta, which is going to be used across 4 different meals, which is about 50 grams of pasta per meal, which is still a good amount. Lovely, jubbly. I'm going to pop that on there ready for when the pasta is done. And then we're going to get the biggest bowl you can find in your kitchen, basically. I've got this really, really big bowl that you always use pasta salads. Biggest bowl you can find, whack it down, okay? Then we are going to go in with our tuna. We're basically going to chuck everything that we need for the salad in here, mix it all together, and then that's pasta salad done. It's the easiest recipe you can ever think of. Oh no, we need to use a tin opener, and I am a gal that hates using a tin opener, so we might be catching up on our timings with this. Oh no, it's working today. Lovely. It's on our side today. I think tuna is one of those, like, I think liking tuna is a little bit of a mindset. If you tell yourself you don't like it, you won't like it. But if you just tolerate it, you know, put good few spices on there, you will start to just like it. So drain off your tuna, get all the water off. I always use this tuna in spring water. It's just lower in calories. It hasn't got oils on or anything like that. It's just straight up tuna. So the pasta water is ready, so I'm just going to quickly pop that in before we start making the tuna. By the time we've finished putting the salad together, the pasta should all be done. So grab your drained tuna and pop it straight into the bowl. Oh, I'm now getting tuna all over the kitchen. This is just typical Bethany. Like I said, if you want any sort of Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay style cooking, like, you're not going to get it here. We are just clumsy. Clumsy but convenient. Right, so we've got our tuna in. Now we're going to get all of our veggies in there. So like I said, you can use whatever veggies you want. I'm going to be using some peppers, some sweet corn, some lettuce, and some spinach today, and some onions as well. Like I said, you can literally just whack it in whatever you like, whatever you've got in the fridge, basically. That's all I tend to do whenever I'm making any sort of salad recipe, whenever I'm making anything. I just whack whatever I've got already in my fridge, and it seems to work really well. You're just using things that you have in your fridge already. We're avoiding the wasting, which is good. I think with this one, it's always good if you chop it up a little bit smaller than usual. And then you can pop everything in. With this video, I'm literally not taking any shortcuts either. Like, no veg was pre-chopped. Nothing was pre-done. Like, you were seeing me running around like an absolute mad woman, because I want to show you how doable it is to be able to actually prep these things week on week. And to be honest, most of the time we just tell ourselves that we don't have time, but in reality, when we have a plan, when we have a program, when we have something to follow, when we have a timer on, like, we are on a mission and we can get this shit done. So honestly, I hope this really shows you that. We've got some onions that we actually did pre-chop because it was from another recipe that I made today, but get them in there as well. I'm just using up all the ingredients that I've got in my fridge. We're going to get some tinned sweet corn. we're going to get that open. Get a good 50 to 100 grams of sweet corn in there as well. Tuna and sweet corn always goes really, really well together. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to put the full tin in because we're making it for 4. And we love our sweet corn. What else have we got on the list? Nice. So we've got some cucumber as well. Where is my cucumber? And our salad leaves. So grab a cucumber, chop that up as well. Every single person who's made this has told me that like they have it on repeat. It's so easy, and it's so easy to like prep as well because you don't need to heat it up. I know a lot of people have jobs, maybe you work on shift somewhere, maybe you're like a nurse somewhere, and you don't always have access to a microwave. It's so easy because you can just pop it in your car, you can pop it in your bag in a glass container, and you can just have it wherever you are. There's no limits. In my new cookbook, Batch Up Eat Repeat, which I launched at the end of May, there's a whole section on this method. So you've got 4 full weeks of Sunday meal prep with all the recipes included, all the barcodes for my fitness pal. You can scan it straight away, so you don't even need to actually track your food. It's all tracked for you. And the reason we did that is because we wanted to make it convenient for you as possible. Like, we know you're so busy. We want to make it as convenient for you as possible, so there's no limitations. You can just get it done straight away. And basically, so there's no excuses. So we've got our tuna, our sweet corn, our veggies all in there. To just add some extra volume, I'm going to go in with some lettuce. If you don't have any lettuce, it's fine. You don't have to use lettuce, but just gives you that extra volume. You'll see at the end how much you get from one serving of this. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm going to put about half a romaine lettuce in there, I think. Make sure you give these a little bit of a wash because they do come with a little bit of mud on. Right, all we're going to do is just basically get it really tight and just dice that up. So whack that lettuce straight into the bowl to add all that volume. Pasta should be nearly done. Let's have a little check on how it's doing. Little taste test in there. About 5 more minutes. Tried everything up while waiting. You will see behind me I've got an absolute bombardation in my sink, but we'll sort all that out in a minute because we're going to have loads of time surplus at the end where we can use to clean up, we can use to prep everything, so it's all going to be sorted. The next thing that we're going to do is make our high protein mayo sauce. Now, this is the best hack that I ever have for when it comes to meal prep, for when it comes to food. When it comes to being in the calorie deficit and wanting to get more bang for your buck with foods, is my high protein tuna mayo sauce. It is unbelievable. The secret comes down to the yogurt. The yogurt used as a base instead of mayo. We're still going to use mayo in the recipe, but the yogurt just basically volumizes it. Because you're using the mayo as well, it still tastes like mayo. It's the best hack. Whenever you want any sort of sauce, whether that's like a sriracha mayo, whether that's like any sort of creamy base, use yogurt instead of meal. It is the best hack ever. So we're gonna pop in 100 grams of Greek yogurt straight in the bowl. I also use the 5% Greek yogurt just because it is a lot more creamier for not that many more calories. I mean, I feel like I can spare, you know, a good few more calories to just make the yogurt taste more like a cream rather than, you know, a bit sour. A bit like, we don't want to be squenching when we're eating this. But if you do want the 0%, it does also still work. I just prefer everything being a little bit more creamy. Like I said, I don't really drink or eat any dairy, but I can't resist yogurt. It's just so good, or meal. We're going to pop in 15 grams of meal in there as well. I use the Dr. Willis Classic Meal. Again, this is a really good product for like something that's got really low ingredients in. It's got like 4 or 5 ingredients in, and it just tastes unbelievable. Then we're going to pop in some sriracha, about 10 grams of sriracha as well. If you do have some sweet chili sauce, you can pop some of that in, but I forgot to get sweet chili sauce at the shop, so we're not going to do that. A little bit of salt and pepper. And then, because I absolutely love garlic, I'm going to pop in a little bit of garlic as well. A new spoon. Lovely. Stir all that together, and you'll see how much bang for buck you get for this. And for 100 grams of yogurt, it's like, how much? 93 calories. You get so much bang for your buck. If you think about that spread across 4 different meals, absolutely insane. Whereas, you know, if you had 100 grams of meal, you're going to be probably talking like 400 calories. So you can just see, if you want to make anything like tuna mirror-y, like a pasta salad, look how much bang for a buck we're getting there. Absolutely unreal. And let's just give it a little bit of a taste test. It's just so good. It just tastes like meal, but you've just got so much of it. It's so good. Right, let's check on our pasta. See how that's getting on. Okay, that is done. Let's get it drained off. Let that just kind of drain off in the pan for like 2 moments, just so that it doesn't make your pasta salad all like watery and wet. While we're doing that, we're just going to have a little check on the egg bites and the meatballs, because they are looking and smelling delicious. I think they'll be all right until we finish. They are looking a bit brown, but I think they'll be all right just waiting in there until we're finished. Lovely. Right, let's pop the pasta into the bowl. I just can't believe how much volume you get in this meal. Like, look at all that food. That is just ridiculous. We could feed the 5,000 with that. Absolutely insane. Right, before we put the yogurt in, we're just going to give everything a little mix around, just to ensure everything's kind of like getting even dispersion of everything. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then last thing we need to do is whack the yogurt sauce all over it. Big spoon. We've also still got another 15 minutes to spare. We're basically finished the session. Absolutely insane what you can do within an hour. Lovely. Right, yogurt sauce is in. We're just gonna get all of that mixed together until everything is fully combined. Look at that. It wouldn't be Bethany without spilling it on the bench. Right. Oh my God, it tastes so good. When you make something for meal prep and you just like, you can't stop thinking about it in your fridge. Too good. Right. Now, we just need to get our dishes, prep it up, and then we're done. Now, if you don't have glass dishes, you can use plastic, but honestly, if you are someone who's going to get into meal prepping, I would definitely just invest in some glass dishes. They don't stain. They're way better for your health. Just a bit nicer to use, aren't they? So we're just going to evenly disperse that. Like I said, if you're eating all of this yourself, you don't need to stress about getting like the same amount of grams of food in every single one, just because at the end of the week you're going to be eating all anyway. So I honestly just wouldn't stress about the little things. Just make sure by the eyeball it looks pretty similar in every single one. You should be on the ball with it. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. So, look how much volume we've got there. That's our pasta salad. Finito. All we're going to do now is remember the jam overnight oats that were popped in the fridge. We're going to grab that out, top them off. So we've got the jam. As you can see now, it's way more thick. It's more like a jam consistency, which is a lot nicer. So we're just going to pop an even amount on each one. If you want to make your yogurt a little bit higher in protein as well, you can use some Greek yogurt, but I'm going to skip out on the Greek yogurt for this one. Let's have a little try of the jam as well. It just tastes so good. Gorgeous. Right, that's our overnight oats done. Pop the lids on there. And then all we need to do now is get this thing out of the oven and we're done. And we're literally 10 minutes to spare. 10 minutes to spare. We're on an absolute roll with this. We have got some cleaning up to do, which we are going to fit in the 10 minutes. Mark my words. Right. Egg bites are done. Look at those, nice and brown. The way that I love it. We'll get the meatballs, the savory protein balls out next. These look absolutely gorgeous. Look at those. Wow, unbelievable. Right, we've got everything sorted now. All we need to do is just prep it all up. So let me just move these over. Make sure I don't burn myself, because if you've watched my videos, you know I'm notorious for just burning everywhere on my body. I'm the clumsiest person you'll meet. Right, there we go. We're going to get a few more dishes that we can pop these in. I'd love to know how you guys are getting on with the follow log as well. Let me know down below how you're getting it on. If you're ahead of me, if you're behind me, you might have been cleaned up and feet up on the sofa by this point. Maybe I'm just a massive slow coach. Let me know. So there's your meatballs done. Look at them, unbelievable. And then we've got our egg bites. Let me get a fork for that. Go, look at those bad boys. Unbelievable. Yummy. Straight into the tin. Probably could have done with a little bit more oil on the edge of these, but we'll know for next time. I love these though. They're honestly so good. Whenever we have them in, me and Aaron have eaten them within like 2 days. So, so good. And this is so cheap as well. I'm not 100% sure how much this actually costs, but the ones in my recipe books are all around about the £20 mark, and that's 4 full days of food for £20, which is absolutely unbelievable. If you think about how much money we spend on like meal deals or like just nipping to Starbucks for a coffee, like you could get your whole week's worth of food done within an hour for £20. You're getting your time back, you're eating healthy food. Unbelievable. There we go. They're all prepped and done. Pop them on the side there. Let them just cool down before we clean them up. But that, my friends, is 4 full days of meals prepped within 1 hour. Actually, prepped within 54 minutes. 54 minutes, and we're done. Look at that. So if we just do a little bit of a recap, we have got our breakfast, which is our muffins. We can pair this with some like potatoes. You could prepare this with some bread, anything that you want, rice even. We've got our Preppable Protein, which you could just have these on their own as a snack. You can pair them with rice, pasta, make them into meatballs. We've got our snack, or you could swap this with the egg bites to be a breakfast. We've got our raspberry jam overnight oats, and then our brownie batter and raspberry overnight oats. Let me just show you what they look like. Absolutely incredible. Then we've got our tuna pasta salad with creamy sauce. That's it done. You can spend the last 10 minutes now cleaning up, but I'll do it off screen because I don't want to bore you with my scrubbing skills. So yeah, that is it. We've got a full week planned, made within 1 hour. You can go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You're not having to take the full week to cook, clean, tidy up, run after the kids. Like, you've got it all sorted. And what I find this really good for is, even if you're on a diet, I know a lot of clients of ours have said this, like if you're on a diet and the rest of your family aren't eating the same things as you, like you can prep yours ahead of the week and you don't need to do anything else. But with this, you sort it. So yeah, let me know how you found that. Let me know if you want another episode and we'll get it straight to you. But if you do want 4 more weeks of this straight away to your inbox, then my ebook, the most recent one, Battery Repeat, has a full section and it's all tailored around meal prep. So if you are someone who feels like always run out of time, you never have time to keep on top of your goals, you can never track your calories properly, then go and check that out. I'll put the link in the description and you can knock yourself out. But yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe so you can see the next one, and I'll see you all later.